what I do besides the music, okay? So the music you hear in the background, once again, if you're just joining me now, is music I have produced, okay? It's not perfectly produced. I'm sure the sound and the editing still needs to be worked on, but the general idea is there, okay? There's that. I need to do the wheels next. Let me see this. What's this over here? This? Okay, hold on. Let's get down to the situation here. So that needs to be, yeah. So hold on. Yeah, that sort of looks about right. The bottom part needs to be black. So if you have not tried doing a car, I've been, you know, I never went to school to study how to draw a car. I had to study all the classes to understand what depth was and how to use just a 2D photograph to create the 3D picture that you have here. Painting. But it started off with the drawing first, okay? Started off with the drawing. I'm gonna just, I'm gonna add the black over here because this needs to be added. It's not dark enough. And this is watercolor if you're questioning what it is. This is not oil paint. Believe it or not, you can, if you do it carefully, you can paint watercolor on a board. As long as you have the board gessoed, there's enough grip to create a painting on it, okay? And then I think I'm gonna post the other video that I did live on talking about what other things I've done with paints. I like to alternate it. Sometimes it's good to do, I think for me, it's important to do both because that's what I studied, both of them, right? So it's important to kind of mold, in my case, mold the two ideas together. This is supposed to be darkened over here. So going to the Smithsonian thing and living in South Africa, this is an experience I had for my master's. This was after my master's. Let's see if I can find my my website. Okay, and this is at the Smithsonian, and my name's on there. Space to Grow, compiled by Andre Vermaak, and then my name's over here. Subjects: Oliver Lewis, Nzlopo Senzo, Senza Spectre Art Gallery, Art Space, color illustrations, and this is Place, South Africa, okay? And this is the article from, I had to go to Smithsonian to pick it up, but this is that article from the Smithsonian. And I was discussing that whole question on recycling. This was one of the exhibitions. I think I was the last in the group. And this exhibition had a lot to do with recycling because a lot of the times in South Africa, we don't always have canvases or paints to create work. And you know what? The most effective work when it comes down to the arts sometimes is not made with natural materials that you'd buy in an art store. Sometimes it actually happens when you're not thinking about the supplies. I was using found objects, found materials, and then I started doing the knitting thing. So this is the article that I was in. This was at the Smithsonian, still at the Smithsonian. It is somewhere in South Africa, but I accidentally blotched my one page. But that's me wearing the jacket that was displayed in the exhibition. So there are lots of things to think about. I do feel as if it is important for people to understand that you do, technically speaking, I have been standing on my own for most of my life. I haven't gotten the help like people think I have. I've just done it out of my own understanding of certain things. I've had success in many different categories and areas because I understand what goes into each field. I understand what goes into each field. That's Big Brother Africa. Okay, even my parents' neighborhood in South Africa, not as if anybody will know. Electronic media. Something, right? Let's go into launch cover. I've done that already. It's always good to keep them without the noise. On some occasions, I might do some music backgrounds later on for another video or something. And those pictures I have created t-shirts off of as well. So if it isn't a book that you want to produce, you can always create some artwork, be productive, and make your own clothing like I do on some occasions. So in my case, I studied fashion, a little bit of fashion. Mind you, I didn't study a lot. So I make the patterns, and with the patterns that I make and design, and then I buy, lately it's been on Etsy that I found some fabrics, right? So I actually make the patterns and I sew it myself. So for me, in my case, I just found it easier to keep it in the United States because it gets complicated when it comes down to producing, and then if you don't have a team, because I don't have a team, I'm the only person that's producing stuff. So I made this jacket. These are things that I've made. I designed the pattern and I made the jacket. And then this is a piece that I made a while ago. I haven't so it's a one-sided dress, but I knitted the whole thing. So it goes over your shoulder. I don't know if I can put it on. Maybe I don't think it should technically be worn like this. I think you need to put a proper lining underneath it, but it's totally knitted. And the reason why I'm talking about this is because obviously we had the Victoria's Secret fashion show, and I was like, okay, well, we need to talk about South Africa. And that's why I'm doing it right now. So this is something else I made. It is technically in my store.